Or just, we would show up different to a wedding for sure. But we did, I actually remember, this is so funny you say this because I haven't thought of this in so long, but I remember being at Taylor and had like a really hard time, like weekend, like friend, like relationship, friend stuff. And I remember Katie calling me and being like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? I got to be a therapist, like kind of in the midst of social media and, you know, you're coming to college and you're trying to make relationships. Your mental health is healed in connection. And I just like, that is how God made us, to be community and in relationship. My husband knows this. Like if I want him to know something, I'm telling him.
Other people's husbands maybe should have.
Like, you married a therapist. So we're going to talk everything through.
Welcome to our Best for Your Nest podcast, where we interview local leaders, difference makers, and just beautiful women. And today we have Maddie LaRue joining us. And welcome, Maddie.
Thank you.
So I am just going to go all the way back to your college years.
Yeah.
Not that back. But you picked Bethel and you grew up here. Would you just like tell us why?
Yeah.
And what drove that decision?
Totally. So fun fact is that I did not go to Bethel right away.
Okay.
So I grew up in the area, grew up in Arden Hills. My dad was a football coach at Bethel. And so I've just been part of that world my whole life. And it was amazing. Like I got to see just, you know, boys turn into men and love the Lord. I had like 100 crushes and 100 heroes like every year. And it was amazing. And then I was totally planning on going to Bethel my freshman year. And then all of a sudden, like college decision day, May 1st, I told everybody I'm going to Taylor in Indiana. And so
funny.
I went to, and part of it was like, this is my personality to a fault, was like, everybody expects me to go to Bethel, so I'm going to like go do something different. And so I went to Taylor, and it was a great experience. It wasn't like,
I've heard that school is like super academic.
Yeah,
isn't
it's a great school.
Uh-huh.
And I had a wonderful time. I wouldn't say I had like the best crowd. And you like, when you're kind of in it, you don't really realize it. And then I came home for summer break, and it was me and my twin sister's birthday. And she had this birthday party at our house. And so like school hadn't been out at Bethel yet. And so I show up and I'm like, what? How do you have all these amazing friends? Like everybody is like
cool.
so nice. And everybody ended up hanging around for the whole summer. And when I went to Taylor, like nobody's from the middle of nowhere in Indiana. So then everybody splits up and then you come back. But then everybody, like even after graduation, like people don't hang around or stick around. And so I was fully planning on going back to Taylor. And then just as the summer went on, I'm like hanging out with all of my sisters, like Bethel friends, and people stuck around and people had jobs around. And
it just felt more like a community.
Secretly like emailed and texted Scotty Kirkosh to like apply to transfer, because I was like tail between my legs, like I'm coming back to Bethel.
Were your parents so pumped? Or were they upset?
I think they loved both. I think they probably knew I wasn't like thriving at Taylor, but I think they were really excited to have
And
me.
is it like a similar size school?
It's a similar size school, and I had no like job skills except being like a football manager. So I like moved into Taylor, knocked on the door. I was like, "Can I be your football manager? I can do film and helmets and whatever." And so ended up like they had already done camp, but the girls didn't fully know what they were doing. So I like ended up getting hired in. And I realized how special Bethel was and the football program, and that they stayed faith-based. And that was just like different at this school, and how the team was, and they were terrible. So that didn't help. But it just like showed me how unique Bethel was at like athletics, academics, and staying true to the word. And then there's just so many people that, I don't know, like the community, everybody just felt like
people belong
yeah,
here.
people.
Oh,
yeah.
that's so cool.
transferred in.
What about your twin sister?
Yeah.
Did she actually go to Bethel too?
She went to Bethel, graduated from Bethel.
She was a little more loyal. She did the first year.
Was way more loyal. That is like Katie to a T is like loyalty. But yeah, I have a twin sister. She's blonde hair, blue eyes. We're like the most opposite people.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Like,
so you were
funny.
So do you think part of why you wanted to go was like that you wanted a different experience from her, or were you like, was it tough to make a choice to like go to a different?
Probably both.
Yeah.
I mean, she it was super hard to leave her because you like do everything together. Like you always have a partner. Like we go to volleyball tryouts and you have a partner. You like start the first day of school together. You
Exactly
do everything together. So that was for sure the first time that we like separated. Yeah. Like we always had different teachers and classes. And even growing up, we had kind of different groups of friends. They would like always cross over.
Yeah.
But this was like for sure the biggest, like going to a different place.
Does she still live here?
She's up in Perham. So like 3.5 hours up north.
Is that tough that you guys are like separate?
Yep. Yeah. Katie.
How many kids? Does she have kids?
Yeah. She has 3 kids.
Okay. You both have
I have
kids.
3. Yep. And then
boys, girls?
She has boy, girl, and then her daughter is like 4 weeks apart from Jackson, my oldest.
Okay. Oh, cool.
And then she has baby bear that just turned 2.
Okay.
So,
fun. That's awesome. So you guys are, I always want to ask, like, oh my gosh, do you like think the same thing?
Yeah.
Do you wear the same outfit?
No,
because
we do not.
I've interpreted for this one lady from England, and she was much older, and she was just telling me these stories of her and her twin sisters like calling at the same like time.
Yeah.
And like couldn't, neither can answer the phone because it was still the landline, because it's like, or they will show up to the wedding wearing exact same outfit.
So funny.
Or like there is some kind of like very odd connection. Or like when one is sick, another one is like anxious and is feeling like she needs to reach out. Or like that they just funny. Like have
like a few of those. I will say, and anybody that knows me and Katie will know we don't like wear the same thing to a wedding. We just have like totally different styles.
Color schemes.
Like we're different color. We're different every style in every way, in the best way. I mean, I call her. I'm like, does this match? And is this in style? Like she's just type A and more put together. And like she's probably dying that I'm wearing a sweatshirt and jeans. So we would show up different to a wedding for sure. But I actually remember, this is so funny you say this because I haven't thought of this in so long, but I remember being at Taylor and had like a really hard time, like weekend, like friend, like relationship friend stuff. And I remember Katie calling me and being like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? And so there has been stuff like that is
like that you guys
come up.
Style with each other over miles.
Sure. Yes.
So, yeah.
And then we also just like compete as hard as we can.
Is she your only sibling?
Nope, I have an older brother. Okay. So he was a grade above us. So it was my brother, and then 18 months later, my mom had twins.
Okay.
I know.
I know.
So she had my brother, and then Katie and I were born, and then my dad got the job at Bethel, and they drove up with like no family up here, anything, and just planted up at Bethel.
Where were you born?
Chicago.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. So both my parents are from Chicago area. Go Cubs go. And
just ended up.
Yeah.
Ended up
up at Bethel. So
was your mom a stay-at-home mom?
Did she a lot of stuff? Yeah. No, she needed to work. So when we were really little, she was at home, and like he was rebuilding up a football program. So he was gone a lot, and so she was at home with us. But I think like probably right when we started kindergarten or school, she started doing part-time work, so she was kind of all over the place. She was like a PE major at Wheaton, and then she was doing financing, marketing. She's just done business kind of all over the place. But she was so like, when we were younger, we would have never known she was working. Like she was home with like a snack at the counter. Like that was like her priority, was like, I will work, but I'm going to be home when my kids get home.
That's cool.
And so I just have the most vivid memories of like, we had this counter and it had 3 stools, and it was like, that's where you like parked your butt after school and you just got to have that like mom time and then you like
fun.
go and do. But
So cool.
she just like really valued that home.
That is
for us.
amazing.
Yeah.
So did you guys end up going to Chicago a lot growing up?
Yeah. So my dad's parents ended up retiring in Florida, but then my mom's parents had a farm just south of Chicago. And so we went to the farm all the time. That was the best. But my dad was more of like the city guy. And so grew up going to Cubs games and he was more the city guy.
And how did was he always a football coach from your memories?
Yeah. So, well, because he was there for 35 years.
Oh, wow.
He just retired a couple years ago. So he was there, literally, he got the job when I was born. Before that, he was at University of Minnesota, Montana, Cathedral up in St. Cloud. And then he ended up at Bethel. But he, like, for a while, like, they moved back to Chicago and he was like, I think I have to, like, sell cars. Like, this isn't my calling. His dad said, like, you were made to be a football coach and make a difference. And he got the job at Bethel and he did not want to go. And then he took it and then like totally flipped the program. And yeah.
So for many years, he was a football coach here, right?
Yeah, 35.
Oh my gosh,
That's a long time. Yeah.
very
long. Did your brother go and play football or did he ever like coach?
Yep.
Well, obviously
so
not.
He didn't coach, but yeah, he did play football growing up and then he played at Bethel for a little bit and he's like the mind guy. Like he loves the sport. Yeah. He loves Cornell. My brother loves all sports and is just like locked in on all the straight. I mean, we all grew up on the sidelines, but even like Cornell is married and he's still on the sidelines on Saturdays, like nudging my dad about plays and what to do. And,
that's amazing. Yeah. So funny. Do you feel like, is there like that football in your blood because you have 3 boys?
Yeah.
Is that like they all do? Is he like?
Yeah. I mean, they're only like, so my boys are 6, 4, and 2. JJ, he changed his name to JJ. He just started flag football and loves it.
Okay.
And yeah. But we're realizing like, oh, we have to like teach you how to do it. It's not, you don't just like,
it's not just like in your
he's like running with the ball, like trying to grab somebody else's flag. We're like, all right, we missed a couple steps.
That's too funny. So is your now husband, was he playing football? When you guys met?
He did. He grew up kind of all over the place. He was in Iowa and then they moved to Woodbury and he went to New Life. And so it's like a way smaller school. So it was more the basketball, baseball guy. So and then he hired basketball, baseball, and yeah. So I went to Bethel and I did not get married. I think I was in 11 weddings before I was married.
Before spring, 25. Ring before spring.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, missed the memo. I counted.
Everybody's married.
Yeah. So I got set up on a lot of first dates because I just kind of slowly became like the only single. Like, oh, I know one other single person. And I just was like, all right, like, what else am I going to do?
That's
just
funny.
keep saying yes. And so we actually just had like a ton of different people like involved, but I was working at Bethel at the time and somebody came up to me who's now my aunt-in-law. Like, I want to set you up with my nephew. And I was like, great. Like, let me know. And then like months later, I was working in admissions and with athletes, and me and a few coaches went down to Duke and we were in the Cameron basketball arena. And so I like did a boomerang of dribbling at Duke's basketball arena. And I sent it to Bethel's basketball coach, who sent it to his assistant coach, who sent it to my now husband, who looked at it, who thought, oh, she like dribbles with her eyes open, like her head up, or I don't know. But it's a boomerang, so you're like literally you took like 2 dribbles.
Yeah.
So that's
but looked like you were professional.
But it looked like you were like really.
So then Tony asks me out thinking I'm like an athlete, basketball player. And so but we had like all these different connections, but just like somehow had never met. And then we went on our first date, and I think within 2 weeks he said, I love you. We were engaged 3 months later and married 3 months later.
Okay, so you were not really behind.
No, but it was like so funny. After we got engaged, we were at this like family camp and we were playing basketball, and I was like, psych. I'm bad at basketball. Like, why are you asking me to marry you?
That's pretty awesome. I love
boomerang. I love that. So just put it out there, you know?
I know. So I just
Act as if.
that is
was
so
like,
cool.
I'm not telling you.
That's amazing.
Okay, so where did behavioral therapy come from?
Yes.
Was that like your dream initially to just go and help people?
Yeah.
Yes. Or did it just morph
Yeah, it
from
kinda
like
just,
Taylor
morphed.
to Bethel?
Yeah. So after graduation, I did just different things. I was like a para for special education
Uh-huh.
at Irondale, and then I worked at an autism center, and then just kind of realized like, okay, I'm gonna have to go back to school to do something. So it was kind of like special education or counseling. And so, but I didn't want to, I wasn't like in a place to like pay for my master's and work while I'm trying to figure it all out. So I started just like applying at different colleges, and Bethel, I was like, I'll be a janitor if they like pay for my education.
Oh, for sure.
And so anyway, long story short, I ended up doing admissions at Bethel, and then got into their counseling program.
Cool.
And so graduated with counseling psychology degree, and then master's, and then a master's certificate in child and adolescent therapy. So
what was your like target group, or what was your preferred, or what would like, what did you wanna
So
do?
I ended up working at a college, and I absolutely loved it. I think, and I grew up at a college.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I'm just like, I hung out with
You
20-year-olds
knew
my whole
it.
life.
Yeah.
And like, I
This
get
is
it.
my,
Like,
these are my
this is
people.
vibe.
Mhm.
So I loved college counseling so much. So I did that, and then I worked at Emily program with teenagers with eating disorders, and then I went back to this university and did therapy. And yeah, it just, I feel like when you're in college, you like think you're starting over, and then like October, November hits, and it's like everything followed you.
Yep. All that stuff.
It's you.
Yeah. And then you have college students who are like signing up, so they're motivated.
Yep.
Like they have like the capacity and the capability to, like, if you got into college, you probably have some skills already. So and like not, I mean, I for sure had some like really hard cases and students, but they were like teachable and coachable and motivated.
And they're like doing it for themselves, not like
themselves. Yeah. And so I think I loved like every hour was so different of like, this could be anxiety, depression, this could be career, this could be family or abuse. Like every thing was so different. But with college students, so much of it was like, okay, maybe this happened or this is going on. But you like in your 20s, you kind of just always have this like identity question of like, who am I and who do I want to be? Like I left home for the first time. So this is what I grew up in, or this is this faith, or this is, and so how do I make it my own and deal with this and make friends and try to, I mean, there's so much going on in your 20s. And so I just like, it like this me up so much. So
that's
yeah. I mean,
So did they like make appointments with you?
Yeah.
Were you just
That
like,
was on
I didn't even know this was like an option.
yeah,
like,
neither
oh,
did I.
you guys.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I actually don't know if I did when I was at college.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't even know. Is it like something that like it's through the actual college?
It's through the college,
oh, wow.
and it was free. So the university that I worked at, it was me, and then I had 2 interns. I would say we needed way more
Support staff.
and staff there. But and like bigger colleges would have more of that. But yeah, it's like a free service through the college. And so students, come in, or they're referred like to residents, like we're having like a hard time, or maybe we got in trouble, or so there's like a lot of different reasons. So I wasn't there's career counselors. So there's, like sometimes there's like an overlap of like a career counselor would be like, oh, there's something like deeper going on while we're figuring this out.
Interesting.
Then you would still diagnose people. And you would still make notes and
like take notes. Oh yeah, it was like a total, like a full out counseling session.
So it wasn't any
So treatment plan, like this is like, these are your goals, and this is what I would diagnose. And you don't always, especially 20-year-olds, I'm not like, well, you have blah 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 blah. It's like
exactly.
People are already wearing mental health as a badge. Like we just like work through.
Sure. So did you see any other common themes besides identity?
Yeah.
Like kind of separating yourself from the family of origin and actually becoming
Yeah,
somebody?
I think like, I got to be a therapist like kind of in the midst of social media and, you're coming to college and you're trying to make relationships. And so some of my treatment plans is like go to lunch with somebody, like be in community, like your mental health is healed in connection. And I just like, that is how God made us to go in community and in relationship. And so if you're not having those relationships, of course you're spiraling in your head and you're on your phone. And so I think social media was a huge piece of like, get off your device and go hang out. Like, and I feel so grateful that I went to college without it. Like, I mean, we had Facebook, but nobody was
You'd have like log on from your laptop.
Nobody was sitting on their phone.
Facebook was not very accessible.
Right. And so I kind of was on that cusp of it, like becoming like really hard for people to like make a friend. I'm like, all right, we are going to learn how to make a friend. Like you're 20 years old, but that is your...
And it is so hard because I think so many people like go to college and they've been taught like everything. It's like, oh, when you're in school, then you have this activity with this person and then you're in sports together. And then going to school, you're like, if you're not in a sport or a program, I went to a school where I didn't know anybody from my high school. And it was like, what do I do? Like, how do I do this?
Like, when's practice?
Yeah. And you're like, oh, because you kind of just like, and I think it was Mel Robbins, the Let Them book. Yeah. She talked about like the ability to make friends as an adult is so hard because we've been doing it as a group project for so many years. Yeah. And then you all of a sudden are like, there's no direction. And then they say, especially after college, like then some people are like getting jobs, some people are having families, and everyone's kind of like in a different phase. And then you're kind of just like, I never even learned this skill. Yes. So I think that like probably, and then you're at 20 and you're like, your brain's not even fully developed and you're like.
You've done it on a phone.
Yes.
Or,
oh my gosh.
Your connection has been that way. And so a lot of it, I just think so many, this is like my own, I could like talk about it way too long of just like be in community and be in relationship, and that will solve 90% of your mental health. Is like doing it with people. Like, and I think college is so great because you can like say something funny and your roommate still shows up and you go to breakfast together. Yeah. Like we're in a funny age now where it's like, all right, we had girls' night and now I'm not going to see you for a month. So I'm trying to make it like
a lot more pre-planned, scheduled, very much ahead.
So like, we need it more than just like one big month thing. Like you have to be like, actually like, who are the people that you're doing life with? And
like intentionality around it.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you remember doing as your personal self-care? Because I'm always curious, like if you listen to people's problems and their dysfunction all day long, how do you,
like what
do you go home to? Or like how do you kind of cope? Because you have to show up with clear head every morning.
Right.
And like be pleasant and give advice. And...
Yes. Yeah. Well, I wasn't great at it, so I'm a stay-at-home mom now. But a huge piece, like I remember, like I think I was doing my internship when I was like engaged or just married to Tony, and I feel like I would come home and he'd be like, "You gotta like, you can't. It's like confidential. It's not like,
can't tell me anything."
Like, blah, blah. So I just was like, I had to move my body for sure, just like working out, and I would just like feel that buzz. So working out was for sure a huge thing. But yeah, like I stopped. I did a private practice and then I worked at a college, and then I had Jackson like the third stay-at-home week order of COVID. And I was like already kind of on the fence of like, am I going to take a break? And I tell everybody, I'm like, this is my sabbatical. Like I know I want to do something down the road. Yeah, I'm not like, all right, check, I'm done with work forever. Like got to have my kids. Like I know that I want to do something. I just don't know what that's going to look like. And I'm like so grateful for those experiences. Like, I don't know if I would go back to individual therapy or, I mean, I think my dream would just be back at a college and doing student development or some like student life type of thing. And like still getting kind of like that mentorship relationship, but maybe not like that intensive
one-on-one therapy.
Because that started like, so while I was pregnant, and we didn't have like a ton of support where I was. So it's like, oh, this kid might not make it to tomorrow. So now I have to go to the hospital and now I can't go to my husband's dinner. And I just remember being pregnant, like, how am I going to choose? Like, it's just not really a job that you can be like, all right, it's 5:00.
Yeah, see ya.
You know, and like just kind of, and so that for me was kind of my line. And just kind of like aha moment of like, you know what, this was amazing. I'm going to use these skills as a mom, as a wife, in my community, and we'll kind of see where we go from there.
I was going to say, like, what do you feel like has been the biggest thing that you've been able to, like, bring into your kids' lives? Like, kind of seeing, especially, like, the new world of, like, social media and just, like, things. I know you were with a older age, but...
Totally. We're big... Well, I have, like, a few answers. So, trying to figure out... so with, like, the social media and the screen things, we're just really big outdoors people, and we're very limited screen people. And sometimes that's really hard, and sometimes it's like I see the fruit and this is worth it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm working out and I'm like, okay, somebody's gonna get hit by a dumbbell. We have to put Bluey on. But so we really try to restrict screens, and we have like wonderful friends that like are ahead of us like a few life stages, and like seeing them go ahead of like no social media, no any of those, like I think I just saw so firsthand, you know, and I also, I saw like the most unhealthy, you know, and so like there's obviously people that do it well and do it in the middle. And so I talked to Tony about that. I'm like, all right, our kids can't do this and this and this. And he's like, well, you saw the like 0.2% that had like the terrible experience with this.
Like a real struggle.
You weren't, and that was hard as a therapist. You're like only seeing the people that are struggling in college. You're not like hanging out with the people that are doing
like
great.
Doing really well.
That are thriving.
And overcoming,
And so anyway, but all that said, we're just like big outdoors and like get your...
And your boys are so active.
And they're so active. Yeah. So, like, we don't even, like, I don't have a choice. Yeah. Like, our kids have to be, like, red in the face, dripping sweat to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Or, like, be able to sit for 2 minutes and eat dinner. Like, they're just, like, busybodies. So, I feel like just knowing kind of that. And then we just try to stay, like, really social. So, kind of even, like, what you were saying. And my kids are social too, like me, and so I go to school pickup, and Jackson's like, "Hey, Mom, do you have that mom's number? Like, they're gonna come over tomorrow." Like,
amazing.
Like,
love that.
We get to a playground, and JJ's like, oh, "There's no kids here," and I'm like, as the mom, I'm like, "Yes."
You're like, "You guys go play. I don't have to do anything." Yeah.
So funny. It's So I think we try to just like foster community. For our kids. So I'm like, all right, we are going to host. I want my boys to see what it's like to host. And we love hosting. That. We love having families. We love having play dates, whether it's big, small. I want them to see what like pulling people into our home is like and being a part of it. So whether it's like picking up this space or making something or just like inviting somebody in our like messy, I just like want my boys to like be fully in community, and then see us do community too. And so like see us leading in church stuff, see us working in the, that's good. The biggest mental health thing is how individualized everything has gotten. So I'm like, all right, we're going to swing the other way, and our kids are going to see community and people and be a part of something, and see like as a non-working mom, I want them to see me be a part of things that are outside of our family and ourselves. And so they know, like, all right, Mom's hosting MAPS or doing, you know, just serving in different ways that are outside of them, without them, but then also with them to see. So, like,
that's so cool.
I don't know. So that kind of, like, with the mental health and the community piece tying together, and then just get your butt outside.
Yeah. Truly, like the active really hands, good. I think it's just like it does. Like then you can't be on your... Something. I feel like a lot of it comes down to like the phone. And like I think there's some amazing things about like connecting with people on social. And like you probably can call your sister and like FaceTime and like seeing everybody a little bit more. But I think then there's like just so many of the things where it's like it does consume your brain, and then it's like you forget that like there's so many things just in front of you. It just takes away a lot of presence.
Like being present. And you guys, we are adults and we can get stuck.
Oh my gosh.
Like imagine a 5-6-year-olds, like they don't have the skills to like be done.
Just set it aside.
Yeah. And you see it like when like my 3-year-old, it's like we go out to eat a lot. And so I'm like, okay, when we're at a restaurant, I'm like, fine, you can watch something.
Yeah.
And then I like see it immediately after. It's like the like, I
where
can't
am
give
I?
up the phone. Like, oh, like, and
Yeah.
you just, and then I'm like,
It's
oh,
addictive.
I feel that myself. Sometimes, you know,
Yes,
sometimes
yeah.
when you're like, okay, I need to take a break from my phone. You like see that like that little tick that you have of like, where's my phone? Like, what's going on? And so it's how do we expect these like little tiny brains
to be
to
able
like
to-
control it?
Totally. Yeah.
Kind of a scary thing to
Yeah.
watch
That's a
like
lot.
them navigate that, and then you're like, oh, I feel it too.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I
you
can
cannot-
barely
that's
do
like
it. How
hitting
do
your
you
kid
do
again?
Seriously, yeah.
It's like not a...
And yeah, how else do you like
I know.
bridge that gap? Otherwise, I feel like it's a hard thing that we're like navigating as
Yeah,
parents of
yeah.
this era.
Totally. I feel like I'm so grateful for like where we're at in our like generation parenting because we're getting to like see the statistics of like all that like we didn't just like be like, oh, here's a smartphone, this is great, you know, like we're getting to see like, whoa, this is super detrimental. And so I feel like there's like a whole new like era of moms that are like, we are
like being careful and aware versus
Careful
jumping
and
on
aware.
it and being like, oh my gosh, this is new and this is
Yes.
solving so many problems.
Totally.
Because I'm sure like the
creating more
generation like
down
right
the road.
before us, like we're the
Didn't
first
see that.
generation where we didn't grow up with it, but we had it as like kind of
Yeah.
at that
Add
age where
on.
like we got to have a childhood without it, but then like we had
and
Facebook
so we
in college.
value that childhood
Exactly.
without it.
And I think like probably even like if you had kids like 10, 15 years ago, it was new and novel. So you're like, oh,
This is
give
cool.
them this.
Here you
It'll
go.
occupy them. Like we don't
totally.
really know what's gonna happen.
Right.
So
And then social skills kind of suffer. And
Totally. Yeah.
I-
Or your
I
kids
wonder-
being bored.
you have carried a lot of friendships from college into right now. And I feel like my experience was more so like losing friends because I wasn't getting married at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, and then my kids now are so much younger than most of my like Bethel community.
Yes.
So we just kind of say hi at Trader Joe's or like something,
Yeah.
but we like are really I'm more friends with people who have kids my
Kids your
age.
age. Yes.
Did you experience that at all? Or was it just like a smooth transition for you?
It was for sure that. I feel like, so Tony and I got like married later and then had kids later. And it was like, it was more hard like being single. And you're like, oh, I'm like going to baby sprinkles. And I like let alone
All
baby
the
shower.
time,
You know, like,
Yeah.
and so I feel like that part was hard but so growing and just looking back at this season, like God just meets you in every season. And I, like friendships have ebbed and flowed. And I was actually like thinking about this the other day of like, no matter what season I've been in, I feel like God has just given me people in every season. So whether it was like single, just getting married, babies. And so I've had this kind of like, it's just been like amazing to see that through. But then I've also had amazing friends that I've had for, I don't know, when did I graduate? I don't know, 15, 20 years. And they're still some of my closest friends. I wouldn't say we get to do like everyday life together. I live near a lot of them, and maybe it looks like we're always hanging out, but you start just hanging out, like with like whose kids line up with mine.
Activities.
Totally. Yeah. And so I'm so blessed to I have like a great core Bethel group, and that's like kind of like the heart and soul space of like need prayer for this and just like a total support, and we see each other as much as we can. But then day to day is like, all right, who's on my kids' football team, or you know,
sure.
so
you just kind of have these gaps are filled in by different
but the
people.
gaps are filled in, but I think it's like also like your choice of like, all right, I'm gonna like dive into the community where I'm at, and like we're at a different school, and so all right, we're going to dive into this.
And you guys are intentional with like hosting, because I feel like I've been to your house many times, and it's, you know, I'm not even like your old time friend. So I can only imagine that you guys are,
And so
like
I think
just do that.
But God just being involved in different things. And I would go crazy if I was at home all day with my kids. And so I know that I have to like go do something and like be with people. And so, and maybe that could, my kids are now like, all right, who are we seeing today? Who's coming over? What are we doing? And I'm like, okay, but we can also like be at home.
Just do something.
Oh my gosh, what did I do? What have I created?
Have you guys always wanted to live here? Did at any point when you were dating or engaged or married, you were talking about maybe going and living elsewhere? Like,
yeah. Oh, Tony and I are kind of all over the place. I don't know if I ever was like, I have to like, actually, no, I wasn't. I never was like, oh, I need to like get back to Shoreview, Arden Hills. I feel like I kind of was more so like nervous about like
ending up here?
Yeah, not in like, I think it's amazing, but I didn't want it to be like this is the only way to do life, you know?
For sure.
And so we were out in Lake Elmo with my first two, and it was great, and we were close to Tony's work, and again, it was like everything just is like good for a season, and you just have to like kind of live life with open hands. And so then, but we knew it wasn't the place for us. Like the Stillwater Lake Elmo felt like really big to us, and my husband's more of like a small town. And so we kind of missed having like overlaps of like, I feel like Shoreview's like, oh, this kid's on my son's t-ball team, and we see them at the park, and we see them at church, and there's like, I think there's like a beauty for your kids to be a part of like a smaller group like that. And so Lake Elmo felt too big for us. And then, but we were still like all over the place, but we just, our realtor found us this house, and you walk in and you're like, all right, this is it. Like this fits us. So
that house is awesome.
It wasn't, we still like were all over the map when we were looking for a house. So
do your parents, are you in Shoreview?
Yep, we're in Shoreview.
And do your parents still live in Shoreview?
No, my dad retired and they moved to Florida full time.
Okay.
And then, so we're...
Is it kind of fun to have your parents in Florida? So you can just
so
jump
then,
on the
you
plane.
I guess you always
jump
have
on a
like
plane
somewhere
and,
to visit.
We have somewhere to go,
and
it's been so fun, and I feel like they're thriving and just loving
warm climate.
where they're at. Warm climate. They're like so active and just get to be outside and move. And
how about
they
your brother?
also
Is he
jump
here?
into community. He's in Hopkins.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, not far.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you three siblings technically are all in
We're
the
all
same
here,
state.
but I feel like we don't see. You're still kind of like in
It's
your
funny
like life. It's kind of crazy how like fast you get sucked into your own world.
Always. Yeah.
That's
Like,
true.
oh my goodness, what day is it? What's the month?
Talk to us about having a baby and then having health condition intensify every time you have a baby.
Yeah.
And how did that impact your choice to like still have two more babies?
Yeah.
Or were you fearful?
Yeah.
How was that?
Okay,
period?
So background, I lost my hearing with my pregnancy. So my first pregnancy with Jackson was my left ear, and my hearing just like kind of gradually went so now it's like severe profound. So like seriously, if I'm like laying down, I cannot hear at all. And then my second ear was Lincoln. And I mean, I think there was for sure a fear of like it getting worse. You like always joke like, oh man, if we have a daughter, what if I go blind? Or it could reset.
Yeah. Comes back.
Like what's gonna happen?
So it's definitely tied to pregnancy.
So yes, so they think that I was like genetically predisposed.
Okay.
But then like pregnancy just like gave me like early onset. It's like most common in like
is that a common
60-year-old men. No, like nobody that we've talked to has heard of it. I think some people's like vision and hearing can change.
Vision,
I've heard vision.
And then like after birth it like comes back.
Yeah.
So I just kept waiting for
for
it to come back.
That's crazy.
So then now I have hearing aids, and that's been super humbling. Like, if you haven't been able to tell this whole talk, I'm very social.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, God, like, what is this test?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what's going on.
If two of us are talking at the same time, does that bother you?
Yeah.
Like, could you? Okay.
Yeah. So like, if I go to like my kids' games or there's like a big group of people, I feel like all the sound is going into like one tiny microphone, or you can like hear the sink on like way behind you, but not like the person that's across from you. So I feel
it kind
like
of
I
makes it
miss a lot.
selective.
Yes, it's like, so I feel like I miss a lot. Like I went to my son's baseball game and like people are talking and I'm like, I have to like get down on my knees to like hear you, you know, and like, but you, when you're with your kids stuff, you're always kind of like flowing around. So you can't like sit down.
No.
So sometimes I just get home a little like frustrated, but maybe God's just slowing me down. I don't know. You don't have to be a part of it all.
You're like, maybe I don't need to hear everything that's going on, or I'm like
zip my lip.
That is
be like really
be where I'm at.
Yeah.
That is just so. I mean, it didn't change you one bit.
No,
I don't think. But I feel like the way you perceive the world changed because you probably read lips more.
Or I try to. So it has been like a humbling thing, and like had different things with it happen this fall, and that's like a test. I have like amazing, like, you know, those like rooted friends that you have in community to like come and help, and so like so grateful for those different.
And there is no like surgery that could be performed.
There is, so we're trying to figure out. The only problem is that because it's hormonal related, it's like, you could have a hormonal shift, which we are having all the time.
All of us, yes.
So it could just like reverse like inexpensive surgery. So we're just trying to figure out like the right specialist, because so the surgery is actually common, but because mine's related to hormones,
they don't know how.
It's like they don't know. Like, so we could like spend all this money
and the recovery, I'm
and
sure,
then just who knows what any hormonal
if that's going to be.
So we're kind of like, I would love the surgery at least like on one ear in like the next couple of years to just kind of see, because it's a pain as like a boy mom, or just a mom, but a boy mom, like my kids are wild, so I'm biking and I can't hear them, or like we're swimming and I'm like, okay, so I can either swim with you and not hear you, or hear you but like not.
I have to sit.
Right. Yeah. So just like kind of different things that you're like, or it's windy and there's just Tony's out of town and
I was gonna say, you were saying something if you're like laying down.
At night I cannot hear anything. So I'm like, Tony and I are like chatting before bed and I just have to take him out and I'm like, pillow talk's over. Like, sorry, like you gotta go.
What about TV? Do you have subtitles on? Or like
always subtitles.
Okay. Yeah. I have subtitles because English is not my first language. So sometimes if I miss.
Always subtitles. If I go to a movie, I'm like,
because it's loud. Because music could probably suppress their speech.
Right.
So,
that is just like a lot of different, like.
And does your twin sister, has she had any of this? Okay.
Nothing.
No,
interesting.
I know. It is a little wild. So it's been a humbling experience.
So how many years of hearing loss have you experienced by now?
Yeah, so Jackson's 6, so 6 for my left ear, and then 4.5 with Link. And I didn't get here. We were like waiting to hit our deductible.
Of course,
so I
like everybody.
I didn't get hearing aids until after Lincoln was born. And so, I'm almost 5 years. With hearing aids.
That is just.
I know.
And it's like not anything visible that changed about you.
Right.
You know, so you kind of, you're like, oh my gosh, you know, some people lose weight or lose hair. Or,
like all those things. I had all the other things. This was
it's just,
that's not the thing I expected.
This is just a wild ride.
Yeah.
So we've been asking these 3 questions.
Yeah.
And every guest answered them. Hopefully one day we'll cut them and just kind of listen. It would be fun to hear. So is there an item that's under $100 that you either bought or maybe somebody gave you for Christmas that you just love and would definitely recommend?
Right. This is so funny. I was like, oh my word, I don't know. I was like looking through my Amazon.
That's awesome.
I was like, I don't actually love these. Okay. But this is something that we are doing this summer that I am so excited for. So it's called Camp Snap. Do you guys remember going to camp with a disposable camera?
Yeah.
It was like, that's all you had. You don't get to see what you took. And it was like, you have your this is the amount of pictures you get to take. So you're like intentional with the pictures that you take. You have no idea if you've got like you and your friends in it. And then you get to like go to Target and da. So Camp Snap, it was for sure under $100. I don't know how much it was. It seriously looks like a disposable camera. it has like, there's no zoom. It's like, put your eye in and
into
like
the
click,
little,
and you can turn a flash on or on. I mean, it is seriously like a disposable camera, but then you get to plug it into your computer and then download it and then delete. And so we are going to do that with our boys this summer. Of just like, because we love camping or just like hiking in different trips. And so, and then that gets us more present, where we're not like pulling. I feel like I'm like going to take a picture and then I see somebody texted, and then you like, all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not even like hiking with my kids. Yeah. And so like camping, we're going to bring
I love that.
Cool.
camera, and then we can like all
be surprised.
Yeah, be like surprised, and then our kids aren't just like clicking the camera.
Yeah, or like my daughter always wants to see it afterward.
Yes,
now.
Or they want to see themselves. Yes,
like
I want to see
pictures on your phone.
So camp snap.
I love that.
That's awesome.
What is something that you wish that your husband knew?
I laughed about this too, because I was like, my husband knows this. Like, if I want him to know something, I'm telling him.
Other people's husbands maybe should know.
Like, you married a therapist. We're going to talk everything through. I'll just say, like, an ongoing conversation that we have, though, especially being a stay-at-home mom, I feel like the camp director, and did you guys go to camp growing up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the camp director, people don't actually like. Like, you get in trouble by the camp director. They're kind of the stern one. They like do announcements, and they're like yelling at everybody to be quiet.
Yeah, like what time to be.
They're like talking at.
They're talking at you. Like the camp director isn't like doing like the fun camp counselor stuff. Yeah. But they're the ones that are like telling the camp counselors what to do, and like setting everything up, and like
they're the ones with the vision.
We're the vision, and we're like signing up the play dates, and we're making all the we're like making camp happen. Yeah. But like, you don't like the camp director. That's like who you get in trouble from. That's who's like telling you to be quiet, or And so I keep telling my husband, like, you're the camp counselor, like, which I love. So Tony comes home, and my boys are so physical. It is like wrestling, running, ball. I mean, everything. That's what I want, because then I get to like go finish dinner, or go stare at the ceiling, or go for a walk. So like, this is like, he's doing exactly what I want. Yeah. But I'm like, we've just kind of are trying to figure out, how can I like not always just be the camp director, and you have to hold the line, not just, like,
don't always want to be a bad guy.
Right. Yeah. Like, I feel, exactly. Like, I don't want to always be the bad guy. Yes. Like, so now on weekends, they're like, oh, Mom, you go, like, we'll play with Dad. And I'm like, I'm fun. What happened? Like, what in the world? So that's kind of I feel like
that's awesome.
That's a great new, like, part of the camp director is like the mental load and the exhaustion, and like, I am the one making the fun. Yeah.
You are.
And so just having him kind of more understand like that mental load, and like, I don't want to be the bad guy. Yeah. So sorry, I'm not totally answering your question.
No,
I feel like that's like our.
I like that analogy of like,
so good.
It's not like a bad thing. It's not like saying like, I do it all. It's just like
you're the camp counselor.
It's just the
people doing stuff.
Yeah, it's just the role within the camp.
Yes, and I'm like, I want my kids to have fun too.
And that's a good note for like, especially as they get older too. Like, kids get older, and like, you do have to have a little bit more of like the like boundaries and authority and like lines.
Firm
I feel like that's starts to get to be a different conversation than just like, help me keep this kid alive, like this baby alive. But now
we're kind of entering that like, okay, we are forming like patterns
And it's funny, because I always think of like, sometimes some grandparents live close and some live further. Yeah. And the further one are always the fun ones, because you don't get to have them all the time. Yep. But the ones that are like a mile away are usually like, not to say disposable, but the ones that are always available. Yeah. So then it's just kind of this, I don't know, you always want what you can't have, or what's more rare, or what's like not as available. Yeah. And that's sometimes dads. Yeah. I mean, in some cases moms, but it's just that's a cool. Yeah. I'll remember the camp director.
Yeah. Camp director and camp counselor. And he's doing like, we're so grateful. I want you to be that role and that voice. I just don't always want to be the bad guy.
Yeah, but sometimes that's fun.
Or like shifting mental loads. Yeah. So that's just like I think that just has to be an ongoing conversation for everybody.
Okay.
Always readdress.
Is there something that you stopped apologizing for because you've done enough of that and you are done now?
That's such a good question. I feel like I was actually talking to my husband about this, and so this was actually his idea he saw me shift because I don't think it was like a big like
change.
Yeah. But I just, you want to be like productive in your day, and like there's the to-do list just never ends. Like laundry is never done. The dish, everything, nothing is ever done. And so if I'm having my kids do like a quiet time or something, I would get like so overwhelmed with like my to-do list. And then you feel like you're not totally finishing it. And then I just am cranky by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to think of what baby it was. It was probably after Linker. Of like the to-do list will wait. Like it doesn't matter if the dishwasher is done and I'm just going to work out. And I'm not going to apologize when Tony comes home for like stuff all over the counter or like a house lived in. Like it's going to get done. And so having that time to myself and like knowing like, and not everybody's is going to be working out, but like having like that intentional, like, okay, I have a half hour actually filling up my space with it. You get like, oh my goodness, I have all this time, and so you're like ping-ponging or you're paralyzed, and then you're on your phone, you're like, the half hour's up. And so it's just like and then I just remember feeling like this pressure to like have the house be great when Tony got home, or like be good at meal planning, or you kind of just can compare yourself to different moms or different homes. And then all of a sudden I'm cranky and this isn't done and this isn't done. So just kind of being able to stop comparing. Like I've never been a Susie homemaker. So like stop trying and stop apologizing for not being. Like God did not give you those gifts. God gave you like boys to like go be outside and go be wild. And the meal can be simple, like you don't have to. So just like not apologizing for... How do I want
things that you're just not good at?
I'm just like doing what you want
for like a little bit of time.
Not like that productivity pound,
I know.
I just remember being like, where is this coming from? Because my husband was irritable. He's like, why? Like, where is this coming from? Like, I am not mad about the laundry.
Like, I don't even care.
He's like, what voice? Like, who's telling you that? And I'm like, is it Instagram? Myself. Like, and so just kind of saying no to the comparison and saying no to the list, because the list will be there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. You have to fill your bucket. Like you have to have like, how can I rest in the Lord? How can I fill myself up so that I can be a good mom and not have to run away the second my husband gets home? Like we have those days. Like Tony gets home and I'm like, I am out. Like I'm going for a walk. I am out of here. But how can I like still fill up my day with the Lord and move my body in a way that feels good to like be.
And we like all grew up certain way, so then you kind of are predisposed to some like household behavior.
Totally, yes.
But then
my mom's house was beautiful.
Yes, but your spouse, brings. I feel like I'm yet to meet like a couple where a guy is like so much cleaner.
Yeah.
Where like usually it's the wife. Like we just have you open the fridge and you see things right away.
Yeah.
So like the same thing, you walk into the room and you see what needs to be rearranged.
Yeah.
Where I feel like a lot of men don't. But then you marry one and that brings you kind of like a little bit, So then, just kind of how do you keep those standards? I don't know. We don't really need standards, but like there is something in your head that's telling you.
Yeah. And
that you are required to do this. Or it bothers you. Like, some people are like artsy people function better in messy spaces, I've noticed.
Yeah.
But people who are a little more structured cannot clearly think if it's messy.
Right. No, I'm like an organized chaos.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like a type C.
And 3 boys.
You're like by each boy, I'm sure that's like,
you cannot. You gotta let go.
And her boys are like just like next level energy.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I know anybody else that's you can like they are standing and they are like this.
They don't. They're gone. I was leaving here and like Tony came home so that I could come, and I'm leaving, and the boys are with those water balloons, balls, and they're in the toilet filling up the water balloons. I was like, Tony, just like shut the door. Like,
Bye.
see ya. Like, that's just like another 10 minutes. Like, that's totally normal.
Oh my God.
Like, yes, this is why I cannot keep up with the to-do list, because
And you don't have to.
there's blood on the wall.
Continue, so.
Toilet water. Yeah. Boys threw the oranges off the loft to explode.
But it's like, the good thing is that all that stuff's going to keep happening, you know, like, so it's like, it's not going to just end. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like Bea once told me that, you know, if something is going to take you 10 minutes to clean, you don't have to be worked up around it, because it's going to take you only this much time to clean. Right. So it's like, shoot, this happened. It's a mess.
Yeah.
But the time to resolve it is really short. Totally. So it's like, okay. So every time I'm like, about to, you know, and I don't.
Kids, there's like a line of like, kids are kids and boys are boys. What's the line? Feels like it keeps getting pushed, but
Or like I was cleaning up after something, and I like still had a couple things upstairs. Like I had like my stuff out, and then I was like gonna bring the other stuff into storage, and like we got back from a walk, but I was like, we're gonna go on a walk first, because I'm not like fully done with my cleaning up, but we're gonna like enjoy the outside for a little bit. And we like get back, and my daughter who's 3.5, she goes, you haven't finished cleaning up, and you need to like go put that downstairs. And I was, you are like what's in my head, and I'm like, you're the voice inside my head, and then I'm like putting that onto her, probably putting that onto her. So I'm like, there's some goodness to that, but then I'm like also trying to be.
You have 2 hands.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, the nicer you are to yourself, I'm sure that like, you know, she probably just hears me saying that to like, oh, I gotta go and do that out loud. So I think it's just a little bit too of like, the more you can kind of just like let them enjoy that time, and like they see you take time for yourself. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit more gracious to themselves.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
Well, that's awesome.
No, they get to cover themselves in mud, and I just bring them down. Yes, that's just.
Maddie, this was so enjoyable. I feel like you are so lighthearted, but you're also so knowledgeable, and you are very much hands-on parent. You know, so like all these things are like so beautifully integrated in you, and
I appreciate that.
Thank you for sharing with us and taking the time, and thank you, Tony,
Tony,
for watching the boys, and thank you for being with us, and see you next week.